Cater, I'm back. The one time I've ever tried an apple was like 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time to try an apple again. I recommend Granny Smith apples. Those are my favorite apples. They're very tangy though, so, if you don't like things that are tangy, maybe don't have a Granny Smith apple. You said Cater was taller. Oh no, caterpillar? What is happening? Welcome back, Lenore. Looks like you've made some friends. Yes, they're Miss Storm and Miss Paimon. Miss Paimon is small and she can fly, but she's not a bird. She's not a Sealy either. Maybe a small oceanid? No wonder no one has seen anything like her or knows anything about her. Paimon's Paimon. Apparently, that's the only answer we're gonna get for like ever. That's right, Paimon's just Paimon. She's not a Sealy or an oceanid. Wait, you're Cater? You dislike peanut butter as well? Moody. That hurts me, but at least you said you were eating pizza earlier, so at least you like pizza and thus presumably cheese, so you're still doing fine. You look about the same age as Lenore. Nice to meet you, Miss Storm, Miss Paimon. Please call me Caterpillar. Please don't be so formal. That feels so strange. Since you're Lenore's friends, sure, I can do that. Wait a minute. We've heard the name Caterpillar before, haven't we? Have we? From who? Ah, that's right, Julian, the painter we met at Samerda Coast. Do you remember him? So you're the caterpillar he mentioned. No, I don't remember him at all. You've met Julian? He really went to Sumeru? Huh. How is he? Well, you tell about your meetings with Julian in Sumeru. Could you tell me about my meetings with Julian in Sumeru so that I too can remember? Pickled radish, though, St. Dane, is really good. I've been eating a lot of Korean food lately, and they use a lot of pickled radish, and it's shockingly good. It sounds weird, but it's good. Fast food pickles, though, no, I will not eat that. Not convinced it's edible. According to Julian, his ability to paint everything exactly as he sees it comes from you. Did you really give him that power? Is that really what he said? I can't decide if he was exaggerating. Wait, so he was lying? But the painting he made for Pepper looked so real, even though the color was a bit off. That was an ability he already had. What I did was to give him certainty. The purer the person, the more obvious the effect of such support is. Pure, huh? Well, he did look kind of gullible. Tea leaves. And the tea leaves that activate the imbiber's potential. You thought you hated pickles your whole life? Well, good on your friend for finally making you try a good pickle. He did spend a lot of coupons to get them, yes. I didn't know that he would break his certainty like that. I guess you could say that things turned out for the best, though. Anyway, both you and Lenore are children, right? So is your guardian here? Why are the two of you in a place like this? Cater's not a child. What the heck has Cater got going on? Fascinating. Indeed, I am not. As for my present appearance, you can think of me as an illness of sorts. What on earth? They're not cut up cucumber. They are cucumbers. You got that right, but you don't need to cut it up for it to be a pickle. You pickle it. So you just put a cucumber in presumably a jar of usually vinegar of some sort, and then it pickles over time or ferments over time. The cutting up is irrelevant. You can just eat a pickle whole, so in its original cucumber shape. You can just go to a grocery store and buy a jar of full pickles. Or you can slice the pickle into 4, and then it's like a long sandwich pickle. Or you can do like the little circle thing that's on sandwiches sometimes. I feel like I'm giving you a new outlook on life here about pickles, as wild as that is. So that's how it is. I've been here for a long time. Well, because of what I've done in the past, but it's more complicated for Lenore. She was born here. That's unfortunate for her. Here? In the fortress? You're a strange one, Miss Paimon. I've already told you that I've already been here, haven't I? Yeah, but I didn't believe you because you're a child. Agnes, her mother, was plagued by a chronic illness and passed away some time ago. I don't stick my nose into other people's lives, so I don't know about their situation. But regardless, Lenore wound up with no one to care for her. Maybe it's because I've been here for a long time and Lenore has taken care of me, but either way, Estienne's asked me to look after her. Moody, my friend. Go find an actual pickle, not a hamburger pickle. There are so many better options. So that's how it is, but she shouldn't be here, right? It's not like she's done anything wrong. You're right. I'm just looking after her for now, and she really should be with her family. And fortunately, she does indeed have family outside the fortress. Does she? So that's what she meant when she said she has a home that she doesn't know about. Will she be able to reunite with them soon? About that. Things are a little complicated, and I'm afraid it won't happen all that soon. How come? Because she doesn't have any proof of identity. Maybe Agnes didn't think of that either. She was the one who'd have needed to start the process to send Lenore away from the fortress. How about her other family members? Estienne said that Agnes wrote them in the past, but that she never received a reply and thus stopped trying altogether. If they knew about the current situation, they might change their minds. That's why I want to take her to her family, and if they don't want to take her in, we'll figure something else out then. Why can't I stay here? Sure, there's an evil sorcerer, but there's a good sorcerer, and you're here too. I don't want to leave. Mother never came back after leaving the fortress. If I leave, does that mean that I'll never come back, just like my mother? And I'd never see you again either, Cater? Agnes left? I don't think Lenore can comprehend what happened. Ah. Yeah, Paimon, let's not talk about how Agnes, air quotes, left. Either way, this is no place for a child to grow up. How will a sprout bloom without sunlight? I really want to know what caterpillar is. Like, just looking at his arms is like really intriguing me. You should get out of this place, Lenore. You've heard all the stories already. There's a real world outside and a family that you are connected to. I'll go with you, so you needn't be afraid. I believe you. You've never lied to me. But how will you get her out without proof of identity? Is there anything we can do to help? Is there some loophole or a back door we can use? Well, technically, we could just break this entire fortress. It would not be that hard. Just let Zhongli summon a meteor from the sky, and then goodbye, fortress. There are options, but they're too risky. How about this then? Let's follow the rules, albeit not that strictly. How will that work? Every so often, Estienne will bring a few people with him to do some work outside, We use this chance to get Lenore back to her family. Yes, let's not care about what that guard has to then go through after he comes back minus some prisoners. She doesn't have any proof of identification to begin with, and the disappearance of someone who never existed on paper isn't exactly going to make news here in the fortress. Oh, okay, so you've actually thought this through. That's good. You aren't talking about Coupon Millionaire, are you? Paimon remembers SDN saying that whoever gets the most coupons within a time limit will win the chance to go outside. Oops, our coupons went straight to our stomachs. Ah, and Lenore spent a ton more cleaning the rag and bone shop out. We're sure to lose now. What are we gonna do? We won't lose. If Cater says we'll win, we'll definitely win. Lenore, Paimon suspects you aren't grasping the gravity of the situation at all. Oh, that is so small. Can we get the coupons refunded? We can just say that she's a child who didn't understand the rules. Sure. It's not gonna work, but sure. As the transaction already took place, I'm afraid that won't be so easy. It's fine. The coupons I gave to Lenore were for her to use as she pleased. This little mishap won't change the outcome. Paimon still feels kind of bad, though. Why don't we help out? Paimon remembers SDN saying that you can play the game as a group. Really, Miss Paimon? You and Miss Storm will play the game with us too? I don't know how much of a help I will be to you because I still do not know what this game is, but sure, why not? You can have my 30 coupons. Yep, and then we'll win this thing together. But P.S. I still need 10,000 coupons so I can buy that poster of Goro. I need it. Badly. With us here, this will be a piece of cake. There are 4 of us, after all. Still, how can we get the most coupons in the least amount of time? I already feel much better knowing that you'll be helping us. Thank you both. As for how to get the coupons, I have a few ideas, but that can wait until tomorrow. You must be exhausted. If you don't mind, why don't you rest up first? There's enough space here. Good idea. Storm, if you're tired, why don't we call it an early night? Can I investigate? There are some storybooks, detective novels, and a collection of papers, plural, published by the Fontaine Research Institute. Not something I can steal. Understood. What about this? A purple pressed flower is tucked between the pages. Again, not something I can steal. Disappointing. Rest. I'm feeling a little tired. Should we rest now? Let's rest, because why not? Oh my god. Cater, what story are you going to tell me today? I've already heard a lot of stories with heroes as the main characters. Today I'll tell you a story about a little girl then. A little girl. Can a little girl also be the main character? Of course she can. It's her own story, after all. In other stories, she might be a hero herself, or even an evil dragon. There are all kinds of roles she can play. Long, long ago, there was a little girl who lived in a giant's garden. The giant took special care of the flowers in the garden and wouldn't allow anyone to pluck even a single one of them. To keep intruders out, the giant built a towering wall around it. Because of this, the little girl living in the giant's garden had never set foot outside of it, even once. The giant always told her that the world outside was a dangerous place and that the garden was the safest place she could live in. And then what? Did the little girl listen to the giant? I bet she didn't. If she did, then the story would end there. You're right. The little girl never was one for doing what she was told. Uh-huh. As for the rest of the story, we'll save that for next time. Wow. Stay tuned, I guess. Wait, where did the caterpillar and Lenore go? Let's go look for them. Okay. This is new. Written on it are some common knowledge, easily understandable to children words. Okay. Oh, it seems like we've come at a bad time. Cater's been taken away by the evil sorcerer. What? If I'm not mistaken, you must be Storm and Paimon. I'll come back to your question in a moment. I consulted the records from the last 100 years, and I couldn't find any record of a caterpillar. In light of this possible mislaying of documents, we'll need your cooperation to recreate them. There's nothing pressing about the matter, if you ask me. What's the rush about? SDN, I often get the impression that you couldn't care less about restoring order to this place. You're probably correct. I don't think he does care. I can't agree with your viewpoint. People who habitually indulge their every whim just can't see that too much freedom actually does them harm. I'll restore order to this chaos using my own methods. I'll advise you again not to stand in the way of my work. Chaos? Isn't that just another word for thinking on your feet? No? No. It's not. What is this game? You know what? Forget it. Is Caterpillar your real name? Additionally, I'll need you to state your crime in as much detail as possible, the time, location, as well as the final sentence pronounced. You finished the pizza. I wish I had a pizza. The more details you provide, the greater the likelihood we'll have of retrieving your records. If your file was indeed lost, we can fill in a portion of your records based on your statement. I've been called Caterpillar for as long as I can remember. I think this name suits me best, and it's the closest thing I have to a real name. Real name, Caterpillar. Confirmed to be correct. Next, state your crime. I carried out a certain task under my master's orders. I failed, but some people suffered because of it nonetheless. This was my crime. I'm intrigued. Your master, I'll need their full name. Also, when did this occur? Unlike me, he has many names. This happened a long time ago. Are you messing with me? Everything I've said is the truth. His voice sounds too low to be that of a child. I apologize. Were you looking for a more dramatic account? Or for some lurid details to ignite your imagination? Yes, actually, I was. As for what happened that day, I could recount it, sparing no detail, from the furnishings of the clandestine hall to the thoughts of my companion, which I've ventured to speculate on. But that's all just a fabrication of the mind made after the fact. We both know that's not what you're really after. For these are nothing more than stories masquerading as the truth. The real story has already turned to smoke along with that barren garden. What you want to know is a purer truth. The truth is that the culprit is where he should be. The other minutiae and trivialities are of no significance to you. They're inconsequential and thus won't shake up your order in the slightest. I told you the boar was a dog. Did you not believe me, Moody? That was around the time I stopped reading the dialogue when they said the boar was a dog, not gonna lie. So, good luck. There's nothing here for you to trouble yourself with. Everything is as it should be. The culprit is where he should be. There's nothing here for me to trouble myself with. Everything is as it should be. You understood what Caterpillar was saying? I super didn't. Compared to the temporarily missing file, surely the misuse of the Rochelle loudspeaker is a more obvious problem. Apart from the unauthorized use, we've also received a number of complaints recently of nervous breakdowns caused by its repeated use. You're right, SDN. The guards have an even greater duty to put a stop to this sort of rule breaking. We should investigate the matter immediately. What are we waiting for then? Let's get this show on the road. That's odd. Why did he flip at the drop of a hat? There's something fishy about this. I'm betting Caterpillar used some, Jedi mind tricks to, make him think something else. Who really cares? They left. That's all that matters. Could it have something to do with that stuff Caterpillar said? Paimon just felt a little sleepy when she heard it. Let's just ask him directly. That sounds like an interesting Fallout clip. Human, dog, or dog, human, dog. Interesting. Hello, Caterpillar. What is up? Sorry for the delay. About the way I said I got the coupons earlier. I'm dying. What did you do to him? Someone that aggressive doesn't seem like the type to take advice from anyone. Why would he give up so easily? Just a few small tricks. The culprit is where he should be. This is an undeniable fact. Sorry, I need a drink. One moment. Okay. Making someone as straightforward as him certain of an undeniable fact isn't exactly hard. Like that time with Julian? Who is Julian? Did I do the Julian quest? I thought I did all the Sumeru quests. Did I not? I'm gonna have to go figure out who Julian is later. That's right, just like that time with Julian. I've been here for a long time, as you know. After staying in one place for a long time, it's only natural to pick up a few handy tricks to exert some degree of influence over your environment. Sounds a little suspicious. Changing a stubborn person's mind with just a few simple phrases almost sounds like magic. Could there have been times when we were also influenced by magic without even knowing it? Choices. Considering how pure-hearted you are, Paimon, that is a worrying thought. You too, Storm. Wait a minute. You're not saying Paimon's as gullible as Julian, are you? That is exactly what I'm saying. It's not as simple as it looks. There are always limits to the application of tricks like these, and the results aren't always what you'd hope for. It's like with Julian. He always had a knack for art, but he lacked confidence because of his visual impairment. The certainty that he could draw well was inside him to begin with. If you want to, Saint Dane, I don't think I have anything set up that you can't. So as long as it's not something inappropriate, I really don't care. Or as long as I have it set up, because I don't even know how to do that. So I did take a chance this time. I just thought that if he held us up here, it would keep delaying the plan to get Lenore out of the fortress. Or if it turns out I have it set up that you can't post a link, you can always just send it to my Twitter. Which I promise to use now that I've made it. Besides, I doubt you wanted to be questioned by him repeatedly either. Well, you've got to take chances to achieve your goals. You are absolutely right. Back to the matter at hand. If you've changed your mind and want to back out, I understand completely. Lenore might be sad for a time, though. For her playmates like you are hard to come by. Oh, character limit. That sucks. Sorry. We've already made a promise to her, so we can't just go back on our word now, right? A promise is a promise. And we're stuck here anyway. Yeah, consider this our way of helping her out. Speaking of which, where is she? She went on an adventure early this morning, probably to rehearse for what's to come after she leaves this place. It's just as well. I have a few headaches to go take care of soon. Headaches? That sounds fun. You can usually get a reward for helping others, including the guards. Take care of some headaches. Oh, headaches is code for side quests. I understand now. I will do those. Oh, we totally get that. Sounds like some of the Adventurers Guild commissions. I see. Would you two join me on this next commission then? Sure. Where are we going? The abandoned production zone in the lower levels.